our crappy culture. So the New York Times, a former newspaper, had an actual good piece called Motherhood in the Age of Fear by Kim Brooks. The subhead is Women Are Being Harassed and Even Arrested for Making Perfectly Rational Parenting Decisions. And Brooks starts out by talking about the fact that she left her toddler in a car. The toddler didn't want to go into the store, and it was cool outside. It wasn't hot. And she put down the window, and she locked the doors, and she left him in the car to run inside and get something. And she was reported to the police, which really, truly is absurd. And she writes, we now live in a country where it is seen as abnormal or even criminal to allow children to be away from direct adult supervision, even for a second. And she talks about the reason for this is the reports on TV so emphasize the danger that we're all in, because that's what we tune in to watch. We're kind of evolutionarily programmed to look at danger, so they know we'll turn on their shows or click their stories if they put danger in there. She says, we read in the news or on social media about children who have been kidnapped, raped, and killed, about children forgotten for hours in broiling cars. We do not think about the statistical probabilities or compare the likelihood of such events with far more present dangers like increasing rates of childhood diabetes or depression. Statistically speaking, according to the writer Warwick Cairns, you would have to leave a child alone in a public place for 750,000 years before he would be likely to be snatched by a stranger. I mean, obviously that's true. It's a very, very rare thing. But she talks about a study, and I really like this study, that researchers, a cognitive scientist at the University of California, Irvine, and her colleagues presented subjects with vignettes in which a parent left a child unattended, and participants estimated how much danger the child was in. And sometimes the subjects were told the child was left unintentionally. In other instances, they were told the child was left unsupervised so the parents could work, volunteer, relax, or meet a lover. The researchers found that the participants' assessment of the child's risk of harm varied depending on how morally offensive they found the parents' reason for living. And the researcher says, people don't only think that leaving children alone is dangerous and therefore immoral, they also think it is immoral and therefore dangerous. It's not about safety, it's about enforcing a social norm. I think that this age of fear is the age of, it's the age of feminism for one thing, but it also is what makes socialism so appealing. I do not want to lose my job and be in danger. I don't want to take a risk. A living country, a virile country, a country that is going to succeed and climb and grow is a country that takes risks, and people take risks. I mean, you know, that is part of success. If you can't succeed if you're not willing to fail. And yes, do we need systems to take care of people so that they don't end up in the streets? Yeah, but they don't necessarily have to be government systems. They can be social systems, they can be cultural systems. And I think that this idea that children can't be left alone is an idea that is part of infantilizing all of us. And it really is a crappy part of our culture going forward. All right, tomorrow, who have we got on? We've got
Sarah Jean Cosby.
Oh, we do? Okay.
Yep.
Sarah Jean Cosby, who joined a radical side of the left and came back to tell the tale. I will be here. I hope you will be here. I'm Andrew Klavan. This is The Andrew Klavan Show. The Andrew Klavan Show is produced by Robert Sterling. Executive producer, Jeremy Boring. Senior producer, Jonathan Hay. Our supervising producer is Mathis Glover. And our technical producer is Austin Stevens. Edited by Emily Jai. Audio is mixed by Mike Cormina. Hair and makeup is by Jesua Alvera. The Andrew Klavan Show is a Daily Wire Forward Publishing production. Copyright Forward Publishing 2018.